So we were at recess and the kids were like, Miss Rowlands, there's a black widow. I'm like, no, there's no black widow. Later, I was out at recess with them again, and all the kids were crowding around this one corner, and they were screaming, and some were backing away, and I was like, okay, everybody out. So I came in, sure enough, right in there, it was a black widow.
I moved into the house in the fall and started to notice these black widows everywhere. I eventually counted up to 17 of them. My mom was like, you gotta call the landlord, and he'll probably have to call an exterminator, and just can't have all these black widows around the house.
So finally our school nurse, she radioed out and she said she'd come take care of it. She grew up on a farm. So she walked outside and we found a stick. She took off her shoe and she kind of used the stick to sweep the widow out of its hiding spot, and then she took her shoe and whacked it a couple of times.
They were all over the place, front door, back door, in the windowsills, by flower pots, beneath trash cans.
My name is Wade Harrell. I'm the founder and owner of the Santa Fe Reptile and Bug Museum. When they're young, they look kind of like the males. The males and females are kind of similar. They're kind of more brown, extra colors on them, but then they change as they grow into their fully black adult form with the red hourglass shape. Males will try to escape if they can. The idea that they always kill the mate originated with observing spiders in captivity. Females are much larger than males. Males are usually kind of spindly, small-bodied little guys. The males are usually more of a brown and white.
At one point, there was one in the kitchen door frame, and I was like, I gotta catch this one. So I caught her and put her in a lemonade bottle, and eventually my partner and I came up with the name Yvette, so that's where that came from.
They're super easy, and they can live in a plastic jar container. Usually we just give them a cricket every week or so, and they do quite well on that. You don't have to worry too much. Like I said, they're very secretive. They want to hide in their holes. They want to catch bugs. They're very beneficial in that environment. So they're good to have around.
It felt really bad. Some of the kids were cheering, but a couple were pretty horrified. And, if I see a spider in my house, I usually try to catch it and take it outside.
In the United States, very, very few. Deaths are extremely rare. It's been maybe, 40, 50 years since anyone in this country's really died from one. They're just not really that big of a threat. Bites happen because the fangs are pressed into the skin. They don't, they're not really capable of just running up to you and biting.
But you wouldn't suggest this kind of handling?
No. Don't try this at home, assuming you have 10 black widows. Usually it's someone's crawled into a shoe, or a lot of contractors have to crawl under buildings and crawl spaces. The spiders will fall into their shirts or whatever, and they'll get squished against the skin that way. And that's usually how bites occur with most spiders in general. Black widows love clutter, so keep things clear. Don't, if you have any, just don't have brush piles. Don't leave, just unused, any kind of clutter object they'll build a web under. I don't think it's definitely not worth spraying pesticides, to get rid of them, because the pesticides will do more harm than the black widows do. The spiders are super important. They're the controllers that are always there and always doing their job.
It's been fascinating to watch her grow. At first she was, multicolored with stripes and spots, and as she grew she got like darker and shinier and became really beautiful. It was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a little bit of an overreaction. Obviously, the kids and the black widow spider shouldn't really be together in the Gaga pit, but if this happens again, I'm going to figure out a way to catch the spider and take it to a different location and just let it live its life.